Hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. Today we have my Week 5 college football rankings. So going over last week's rankings, last week at number 10 we had Arkansas. They were defeated by Texas A&M. 9 was Kentucky. They narrowly beat Northern Illinois. 8 was Oklahoma State. They did not play. 7 was USC. They beat Oregon State 17-14 in a surprisingly low scoring game. 6 was Clemson. They beat Wake Forest in double overtime. 5 was Michigan. They narrowly beat Maryland 34-27. 4 was Oklahoma. They were upset by Kansas State 41-34. 3 was Ohio State. They destroyed Wisconsin 52-21. 2 was Alabama. They dominated against Vanderbilt 55-3. And 1 was Georgia. They beat Kent State in a much closer game than anticipated, but they still ended up winning 39-22. So this week's rankings, at number 10, we have NC State. So I considered keeping Oklahoma in my rankings at number 10. I also considered putting Utah at number 10. And if you guys remember, last week I said Tennessee was 11, Utah was 12. But when you compare Utah and NC State, Utah has a loss to Florida, who's now 2-2. And NC State has a win over Texas Tech, and now that looks even better after Texas Tech upset Texas. So NC State comes in at number 10 ahead of their massive showdown with Clemson. 9 is Kentucky. So they did not have the best performance. They only won by 8 when they were favored by over 25 points. But quarterback Will Levis had a great day, throwing for 303 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Kentucky remains at number 9. 8 is Tennessee. They're jumping into my rankings for the first time this season after their win over Florida. The offense was great. They scored 38 points. Quarterback Hendon Hooker also had a great day. 3 total touchdowns, over 400 total yards. The Tennessee defense wasn't great. They allowed Anthony Richardson to throw for 453 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he also ran for 62 yards and another 2 scores. But Tennessee comes in at number 8. 7 is Oklahoma State. They are moving up one spot, but that's a direct result of Oklahoma's loss, as Oklahoma State plays Baylor in a Big 12 showdown. 6 is USC. They're moving up one spot. They had a good defensive performance against a good offense in Oregon State. And we already know how good USC's offense can be with Caleb Williams, Jordan Addison, and others. But it's good to see their defense come up big in one game where I had concerns about their defense. And they jump up one spot, coming in at number 6. 5 is Michigan. They had a close win over Maryland. Blake Corum had a great game, going for well over 200 yards on the ground. And in my rankings, there's been a lot of movement around Michigan lately. And once again, Michigan is at 5, but there's a lot of movement around them. Jumping from number 6 to number 4, we have Clemson. They had a big 2-overtime win over Wake Forest. Quarterback DJ Uyunglele had a tremendous game. The Clemson defense did allow a lot of points. The secondary was not very good, but they were going up against an elite quarterback in Sam Hartman. But they do need to be better next week, as they're going up against another elite quarterback in Devin Leary, when Clemson takes on NC State. For right now, Clemson comes in at number 4. Number 3 is Ohio State. They had a monster win over Wisconsin and were able to score 52 points in the win, and I think you could argue Ohio State for number 2, but I have them at number 3. 2 is Alabama. They had a great performance over Vanderbilt. Bryce Young threw 4 touchdown passes, and they could make the jump to number 1, but I'm going to keep them at number 2. And 1 is Georgia. They remain at 1 after a surprisingly close win over Kent State. The defense gave up 22 points, which is more than they'd given up all season heading into the game. And the gap between Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State is much closer after this closer win for Georgia. But Georgia does remain at 1, Alabama 2, Ohio State 3. And my updated college ball playoff predictions. So 1 is Alabama, 2 is Ohio State, 3 is Georgia. Those 3 remain the same, but number 4, I had Oklahoma, and they could still very well make it if they win out. But I don't really trust them to win out. I feel like they could definitely drop another game. And so I've considered a few teams. Michigan can't make it because Michigan and Ohio State play each other at the end of the season, and one of them is I was going to lose. USC I still have concerns about. Clemson I have concerns about, but they look a lot better. So they're going to be my 4th team for now, but that could definitely change, especially if they end up losing this week to NC State. But Clemson is my 4th team. And even if they do drop a game, I still think they can make it because a 1-loss ACC champion is still most likely a playoff team, especially if that loss is to a quality opponent. So, those are my Week 5 college football rankings. Thank you guys, and my updated playoff predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any other videos that come out. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if you agree, disagree, and why in the comments below. And I will see you in the next video.